Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Dan Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Hooker, and today's episode is the NBA playoffs preview. You see Izzy, but we have a new guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my brother.
What's up, man? Austin Lewis, University of Georgia, grad student. I'm here. Let's do it.
All right, so now the playoffs are here, and we all see superstars rise to the occasion. The cream of the crop always rises. Who are some playoff risers that you are expecting to show out this playoff run?
Let Austin take that one first.
Like if we expect or somebody new.
Let's do one expect and one new.
One expect. I would say Brunson. Like I know you're not the biggest Brunson guy, but he's consistently shown up at a extremely high level in the playoffs. He's gonna get to the foul line. He's gonna get to his pull up. You just kind of can't stop what he wants to get to. Like he's just going to find a way to get to it and come through for his guys, especially in the fourth quarter when it's money time. So I think you can trust that, especially this year against Atlanta. Like it could get wicked. Like he's going to try to get CJ McCollum on him, and it's going to get dark. New man, wow. I'm gonna go Denny, Portland. I'm gonna go Denny. I think he shows me a little something. It's gonna be tough though, cause Spurs they strapping, but I think he puts a couple of solid performances. I think he does some. So I'm gonna go Denny Avdia for Portland.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I love me some Denny Avdia. Love me some Denny Avdia.
Good man.
For me, I'll say the expected one for me is going to be Anthony Edwards. Every time this guy's in the playoffs, he's always rising to the occasion. Especially the last 2 years, and I've said it many, many times. I feel like a lot of people forget that Minnesota has been to back-to-back Western Conference Finals. And yeah, I know they've been out in 5 games each time, but they've been one of the last 4 teams standing for the last 2 years. Um, a little bit of an up and down season, but almost won 50 games. They were just shy. I think they won 49. Now you get Denver in the first round, which is a matchup that they've liked in recent years. I believe the two teams are 14 and 14 in the last 28 times they've
Yeah.
played. So that's gonna be a series that I'm gonna keep my eye on for sure. But I know Ant's gonna do his thing. I know he's dealing with the knee injury right now, but they shut him down towards the end of the regular season so that he was good for the playoffs. So I expect him to go all out because this is a guy that rises to the occasion at all times. He was one of the NBA's best clutch players this year. Only Shea, in my opinion, was better than him in the clutch, both statistically and just in my opinion. So I think Ant's gonna rise to the occasion. And then for somebody new, whew, this is a tough one. Um, Somebody new. I'm gonna go with Jalen Johnson. I think Jalen Johnson. This is gonna be his first time on the playoff stage. So we're gonna see how his game translates to the playoff setting. So I'm really excited for him. I think Knicks Hawks is gonna be a better series than people think. Um, I think the Knicks are going to win, but I think it's going to be a tough series for them. They just played a really close game at the end of the regular season there. And I'm just a big Jalen Johnson guy overall. I think he's really improved over the last couple of years. Since Trae Young left, they kind of just said like, "Hey, here's the offense. You're going to be the guy now," and he's produced at a high level. Was an All Star for the first time this year. So I think that he's going to rise to the occasion in the playoffs. I'm really excited to see what he can do in his playoff debut.
Thank you for the Jalen Johnson. Thank you for the Jalen Johnson.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I know you love JJ, so
yeah, come on, man. But for a person that's expected to rise this playoff run, I think Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum's gonna be one that rises to the occasion because teams will be keen in on Brown to be the number one option, but we haven't seen Tatum be the number two option in this role in a long time. Where we knew that Tatum was the head of the snake. Now this is Brown's turn being the head of the snake. So Tatum being the Robin to Brown's Batman is gonna be really interesting to see. But I think Tatum's gonna be the one to have the impact on the game to where like the reason why they won that game is because of Jason Tatum, rebounding, assisting, overall team defense. I feel it. So he completes all those traits, and I think that his skill set will be on display. And I think that with the extra rest coming to the end of the season, and knowing that he wants to get back to where he once was, and being that scene of the playoffs and knowing that he tore his Achilles the last time he was in there, he wants to make a statement and going around, hopefully win the championship to where he can win the Finals MVP. So that's one for sure. A new one, Stephon Castle. I'm big on Stephon Castle. I think he's the best guard in San Antonio right now, and I think that his two-way ability to guard the best team's perimeter score and also give you 28 and 7, I feel as though that's going to be a really good impact to watch. And also, them going against Portland, seeing how he fares against Drew Holiday, who's my comparison for him, more a more athletic version of him. And I think that if Steph can handle his own and initiate the offense very well, I think that Castle can have a very good playoff run, and we will talk about him being a future star in this league for a very long time. Now, for playoffs, we talk about coaching. Some coaches are better than others. Altman last year with Denver, we applauded him for stepping into that role of going from Mike Malone being fired to him pushing the Thunder to 7 games. So guys, who are some of your coaches that can be the ones that we can say, now that's an elite coach right there?
I mean, for me, it's always going to be I'll name the obvious one and then one guy that I think is going to fly under the radar a little bit. But I think Joe Mazzulla is the best coach in the playoffs right now. I know Dagnall has an NBA championship, but so does Mazzulla. But I just the job that he's done this year with that team has been nothing short of impressive. You know, this was a Celtics squad that came into the year. We were talking about them like, oh, maybe they could be like a 6 seed, maybe they could be in the play-in. Nah, they're 56 wins and they're the second seed in the East and probably the favorite to come out of the East right now. So, and that's just a huge, huge credit to what Missoula has done. Yeah, Jaylen Brown's had an amazing season, you know, and obviously Derek White, and Peyton Pritchard have still been there. Like, we're not denying that. But when you get contributions from young guys like Baylor Shireman, Jordan Walsh, Hugo Gonzalez, Nemias Keita, the list, Ron Harper Jr. towards the end of the season, like the list just goes on and on and on. So the fact that he's been able to maximize these younger role players and get them ready for the playoffs has been very impressive to me because it's made the Celtics really, really like they're a deeper team as a result. And this was its team that lost Holiday, Porzingis, lost all these guys, but they were able to retool because of the development that Mazzulla and his staff have done. Um, but an underrated one for me, I'm gonna have to go with like the guy you just mentioned, David Adelman. I think now that he's had a full season under his belt with Denver, and I know they had their struggles a little bit, you know, especially in the clutch when it comes to getting stops and things of that nature. But now he has his full squad pretty much. You know, Denver comes into the playoffs healthy after dealing with injuries pretty much all season. So now that he has the full roster at his disposal, you can actually see the chess match that he's going to have. So I'm really excited with him and Chris Finch. I think that's going to be an amazing coaching matchup. So I'm really excited to see how that chess game ends up playing out. But I really am a big fan of David Adelman. I think he's done an amazing job, and I'm really excited to see what he can do with after a first full season, you know, with Denver.
Yeah, for me, expected. I'll probably counter and go with another champion, Dagnall. Right, he's done it at the highest level the past couple of seasons now. Obviously, they had to kind of get over the hump, before winning it last year. If y'all remember what Luca did to them in 2024, I believe. Dagnall and that whole team, they took their lumps, and ever since then, they've been a force to be reckoned with. So I'll go him. Underrated, Quinn Snyder, man. Hawks. Like, Quinn is a very, very good coach. Like, ever since the All-Star break, like, the Hawks have been arguably one of maybe the 5 best teams in the league record-wise. They've improved drastically defensively. They get out, they run, and we forget that Quinn Snyder. He's been there before. Like, he's faced some elite teams when he was back with the Jazz. He beat Harden. He beat Westbrook with the Thunder. Like, he's beaten some really good teams and not had great rosters. They've never been to a conference finals or anything, but I think he's the better coach in the series over Mike Brown. Like, I'm taking Quinn Snyder as a coach over Mike Brown in this series. Now, do I think the Knicks have better talent? Yes, but when it comes to the sideline and the tactics and the game management, like, Quinn is like that, and he's very respected in NBA circles. So he's my underrated guy, Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if Atlanta had a little more depth, I would be more enticed to pick
Yeah,
them over the Knicks. But they also don't have much size either.
Right.
So I think it's gonna be a big cat series, and we could talk about that later. But honestly, yeah, I'm with Austin. Quinn is an amazing coach, and if
Yeah.
he just had like a few more pieces, we could be talking about Atlanta being a trendy upset pick. But they unfortunately don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, expected, I'll say I'll say Missoula. Like I feel as though Missoula is that coach that is a little crazy. People would say he does things a little bit differently, but for what he does and what we all want is results. And Missoula has delivered time and time again with the results. Player development, two results, winning championships. Also in a gap year, winning 50 games. I feel as so that's a really big thing. And also them going to a matchup where they had the Sixers number for the past I don't know how many years, but whoever's their star, it doesn't matter who's their star is. The Celtics find a way to win in a very deciding fashion. Underrated people who will get to know more of. I'll say Tiago Splitter for the Trailblazers. I feel as so.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
like
feel
that.
as though he's done a really good job getting the Trailblazers team to buy in, trusting Denton to be his number one option, and allowing his team to grow as the season goes on. Because before the All Star break, they could have thrown in a towel and just hung it up like, oh, we're tanking, but they decided like, nah, we're not gonna do that, and that has been a very eye-opening thing where he has created a culture in Portland to get things the right way and have them having success and winning some games like they have done since ever since Dame left. So that's really good to see and really good for the city of Portland. So now, moving forward, fellas, which matchup are you excited to see this playoff run?
Um, I think it's kind of hard not to go Wolves Nuggets, right? Like I think that's the series that's gonna have the most eyes on it. We've seen it the last couple of years. Minnesota taking one, Denver taking one. Like we've seen it. We've seen what these two teams are capable of. Kind of an up and down year for both. A lot of injuries for both. But I think coming into this one, there's a mutual respect there that they both teams know what they're in for. It's going to be a long series. It's going to be grueling. And you just kind of like when these two teams meet in the playoffs, like you just expect it to go like 7 games. Like that's kind of just like the expectation. That's what these two teams have created for themselves and what they've shown us every time they met. So I think that's kind of the obvious one for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't think there's another series, first round series out there that's going
Yeah,
to be as close as this one.
yeah,
Like it's a pick 'em series. It really is because, like I said, 14 and 14 the last 28 times they've played, which is just insane. And
crazy.
Denver took the first playoff matchup, Minnesota took the last one, and in stunning fashion as well. They were down 20 in a game seven on the road, still came
Yeah,
back, won that game. So that I feel like, Denver has to, kind of go for some redemption here a little bit because the last time that they played them, like they lost on their home floor in that fashion, and not to mention the game six blowout before that as well. So I think these two teams, they just know each other very, very well at this point. Essentially, it's the same personnel, like top and bottom. Yeah, obviously a couple guys on each side have gone to different teams. Nikhil Alexander Walker mainly. But this is just going to be an amazing chess matchup because you have the size to match up with Jokic. You have the wings in Minnesota to match up with Denver's wings as well. You have the edge that Denver has is the guard play, in my opinion, like the point guard play, which I'm looking at Ayo Dosunmu as someone who could step up for Minnesota. So we'll see if he's gonna be able to rise to the challenge. But these two teams just know each other like the back of each other's hands at this point. So I feel like it's going to be the most exciting first round series. I expect it to go another 7 games. And then whoever comes out is probably going to have to get ready for San Antonio in the second round. So it's gonna be tough for sure.
Yeah. So you guys both went Timberwolves and Nuggets. I'll be different. Um,
Hmm.
but we'll stay on the West. I think the Lakers and Rockets series will be a very good one. It'll be a
Mm,
very telling one because Kevin Durant has gone through many situations. We're gonna see Amin Thompson. We're gonna see how he fares in playoffs because the things that he is allowed to do in the regular season will it be able to happen as much as it did in the regular season when it comes playoff time when a team is honing on you for 7 games straight. We saw the Lakers beat the Rockets two games in like what
3
in like
nights.
three nights. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
seeing that is gonna be very very telling. Also with the Lakers, no Luka, no AR. So and we would all hear the rumblings about LeBron maybe retiring, maybe going somewhere else after this season. So I want to see how he plays and how he goes out because he really hasn't been asked to be a first option all this year. He's really been the second to third option in certain situations. So seeing him put on the cape one more time before Luca and AR comes back, that's gonna be very interesting to see. And also the coaching matchup because Uduko, he's been a very solid coach in this league, but we seen some things during the Rockets' time this season was like, are the Rockets here right now? Are they that team that we once believed in the preseason? To now it's like, okay, they starting to find find their groove again. So we're gonna see about that. And JJ Redick is probably the most blunt coach that we have on the season. He's gonna tell it how it is. If DeAndre Ayton isn't playing well, if Jake LaRavia is not playing well, if Bronny's gonna play good, like he's gonna tell it how it is. And him being this type of environment, without Luka, without AR, we're gonna really see him drop the X and O's. And I'm very excited to see what Reddit has to offer for this playoffs. Now one more segment before we get to the Keep 3 Cut 5. What team is going to be a disappointment in this playoff run in your eyes?
Ooh, disappointment. I'm gonna go with Houston. I honestly like, and I've said it many times. I'm not a fan of the Rockets and what they've done this season. I'm really not. I don't really see it with this team. This is one of the NBA's worst clutch time teams in the league because all you have to do in clutch time is double Kevin Durant and dare somebody else to beat you, and they haven't really been able to do that. Every time it feels like they're up 8 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they're gonna find some way somehow to lose. They literally they were up 13 against Minnesota, I believe, towards the end of the season in overtime, lost. So like I don't know how to read this Rockets team. I really don't. The vibes just seem weird ever since the whole KD burner thing came out. Like it just that feels like Udoka's like lost the locker room a little bit. Like I don't know, just the vibes seem off. And then from a basketball standpoint, they don't have a point guard, so that's why their offense is very clunky. That's why the spacing is really bad. Amen Thompson can't shoot. Alperen Sengun can't shoot. So that's two of your best players that you have on the floor at pretty much all times, especially in the playoffs, that can't shoot. And their one advantage that they had was having Sengun and Steven Adams together, to get offensive rebounds, get second chance points. But Adams is out for the year. We're not going to see that combination anymore. And Clint Capella has looked like a shell of himself. And he was really good in his prime with the Rockets and when he was with the Hawks for a little bit, but he hasn't really looked the same the last couple of years. So honestly, like, and I know the Lakers have all these injuries, and I know Luka's out, I know AR is out. Maybe we'll see them come back in this series. I don't know. The Lakers have been really coy about it, but given the rest and everything, I expect we can see them maybe game 3 or 4. So we'll see. So LeBron just has to keep them afloat for a couple games, and we've seen him do that before. And like Jonathan just said, like he hasn't had to be the first option all season. So I could definitely see a world where he keeps them afloat for a little bit. Luca AR come back and the Rockets lose the series. And I feel like that will just spark a summer of change for them, whether it's a coaching change, whether it's making a big trade for somebody like Giannis. I don't know. But I think that they're going to be the most disappointing team this postseason.
For me, Cleveland. I think this is another year. I think they beat Toronto. But I don't think it's this like sweep or 5 game series that a lot of people think is going to be. I think Toronto's very capable of getting at least 2 games in that series. And then after that, they'll likely run into the I believe it's the Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's another year of them not getting to the conference finals. Right? They made all these trades. They paid the most money. They're the highest team in the luxury tax. Obviously, they made the midseason trade with Clippers for Harden. And I mean, it went. I would say it went well, but I don't think it went well enough to the point where it really just takes you over the hump, and now you're considered like, okay, like this is the year that we can like do it, that we can go. So I just see this team flaming out again in the second round, and that's been the story of this team and Donovan Mitchell again not getting to a conference finals. And we'll see what that leads to in the offseason. So, yeah, I'm going Cleveland.
Okay. Well, I'm going with a team that had a big change last offseason, and now it's going to be a tell it all for this postseason. I think it's the New York Knicks. I think the Knicks have one of the biggest storylines coming into last offseason. Firing Thibodeau, where he made a conference final. He's won many playoff games, brought exciting moments back to New York, and the players just said like, "Hey, we want to change," and now they have a change. So it's really on the players this postseason to where if they don't show up, I think change is going to come for New York. And I believe Brunson has to show consistently. But Cat in the playoffs, he was good last year, but can he be consistent and stay on the floor? Because one thing about Cat is his foul trouble. Foul trouble has been the number one thing for Cat, and if he stays on the floor, the Knicks are a good team. But if he's not on the floor, then we're gonna see some very, very let's say rotations that can be a little different and might be a disadvantage for them at times rebounding the ball. So we're gonna see what transpires in New York. But I feel as so if the New York Knicks lose in the second round, I feel like that's a disappointment because you came in, you said, "Hey, we want a new coach," got the new coach, and then there was a time in the middle of the year where they weren't just playing hard, and they got called out for it by the media, got called out for it, and then they responded. But now this is the time where if you want to make it to the NBA Finals, somehow, so you gotta get through Boston, in my opinion. You gotta get through Boston,
Well, they
and
did last year, so
yeah, they did last year, but I feel so with the Boston situation, that was an anomaly the way they was coming back in TD Garden.
mm.
I think that's my opinion on it, but that was an anomaly. But can they do it again? Because like I said before, remember they rode the high of the highs of beating Boston, and they went to conference finals, and then they lose how they lose to the Pacers.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
my
I think for Cleveland and New York, I would say if you had to ask me the two teams that are under the most pressure, I think it's those two. In terms of okay, now we have to make a run because coming into the year, they were the two favorites in the East, and the Knicks made the conference finals last year. Cavs won 64 games, obviously flamed out. Both of them lost to the Pacers in stunning fashion. So I think for them, given the amount of resources they've just invested in these teams, I mean, we could start with New York. You trade all those picks for Mikal Bridges. You bring in Jalen Brunson. You swap out Julius Randle for Karl Anthony Towns. You re-sign OG Anunoby. You bring in Josh Hart as well. You fire Thibodeau, bring in Mike Brown. So, and for Cleveland, you trade Garland away for James Harden. You bring in Donovan Mitchell just a few years before. You bring in Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder at the deadline as well. So, both of these teams have invested a lot into the teams that they currently have in order to win a championship, in order to get to the NBA Finals. So anything short of that is a failure for both teams. So I think in terms of like I see what you guys are saying in terms of the disappointment and everything, and I agree with that. Like I can definitely see both of these teams disappointing to an extent, but there's just a lot of pressure in both situations as well. So we're gonna see who rises, we're gonna see who falls, and whoever ends up flaming out, or if both teams make the conference finals and play each other, who knows? Like whatever happens, happens. But a lot of change would happen in the summer, if either team flames out. So we'll see what ends up happening.
For sure. Well, guys, it's Izzy's favorite game. Keep three, cut five. Last time he got sold, but that's neither here or there.
Yeah, I did get
Austin,
sold.
hope you're prepared. This is NBA all-time duos. This is Keep Three, Cut Five edition. Let's get into it. So, first duo up, Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Gonna cut.
Yeah, I cut.
Okay. Next duo, Tim Duncan and Tony Parker.
Oh,
Ooh.
might have to keep that.
I'm gonna
Might
keep
have
it.
to.
They
Might
want
have to
five?
keep that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they won. Yeah, five,
I gotta
four,
keep that.
four, four. Because Tony wasn't there for the
Yeah,
first
Tony
one.
went
That dunk.
right.
Four.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steph and Clay.
Oh. Ah,
I'm gonna lean tough cut. Tough cut.
I'm gonna keep 'em. I'm gonna keep 'em. Did too
Okay,
much
so we
together.
need we need we need a tie. Wait, so who's the tiebreaker if this
No,
happens?
there's no tiebreaker. Y'all cut. Y'all didn't decide. Y'all
Okay,
didn't keep.
so yeah, that's what I'm asking. If that's the
Yeah,
case,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So
Yeah,
then it's a cut. If it's a
Yeah.
split. Okay. All right. That's fair.
Next duo, Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan.
Okay, cut. Come on.
Bro, come on,
Cut.
come,
Cut.
come
What did they
on.
accomplish? What did they accomplish? Nothing. Come on.
Mm,
It's LeBronto, man. Still LeBronto to this day. To this
bro,
day.
Yeah,
bro,
I ain't
Izzy
even gonna
being
say a word.
disrespectful,
Just
bro.
Yeah, come on, man.
Okay.
How many
Uh,
left? Four names?
yeah, four left.
Okay.
Okay. Next duo up, Gary Payton and Sean Kemp.
Uh,
cut.
cut.
Good duo, but
Cut.
I get them
Good
going.
duo, but cut. A cut,
Good duo,
yeah.
good duo, good duo.
Okay. Next duo, Magic and Kareem.
Keep. Keep. We gotta
Keep,
keep that. We gotta
yeah,
keep that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
dang, yeah, keep, keep,
They
keep.
won five together. Yeah, they won
Yeah,
five together. So yeah,
dang,
I believe I don't know how many Finals MVPs they had between the two of them, but I have to check that. But
yeah,
Okay.
keep.
Next duo up, LeBron and Kyrie.
Cut.
that's a
I
tough
got
one.
three.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I got my.
cut though. They weren't together for long enough. They weren't together for long enough.
They had a run though, boy.
Yeah. I
But
mean, if
yeah,
they had 2015 under their belts, maybe it's a conversation. But I feel like we have to cut. And they were only together 3 seasons.
yeah.
Okay. So you guys decided to cut Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, LeBron and Kyrie. And then you also cut what I'm thinking. How many is that? Two, four. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8. And y'all cut LeBron and Kyrie. Y'all cut Gary Payton. Cut Kyle Lowry and DeRozan. Cut
Yeah.
Stephen Clay and cut Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all decided to keep Tim Duncan and Tony Parker.
Yep.
Decided to keep Magic and Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
And the last keep Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash.
I'm not mad at that.
I cut. I got my three. I kept Stephen Clay.
I'm not mad at that, but yeah, I would have kept Stephen Clay for sure. And also
I kept,
Nash and Nowitzki, well, they were only together what, a year?
Yeah.
Two?
that's very nasty. Like, come on, like, where we
That's
going?
nasty on your part, man.
That's
These
very
duos, these duos got to be together at least 3, 4 seasons.
that's bad.
That's a year. Nah, that's bad from you. That's terrible.
This is
That's
my
Oh,
debut. This is how you do. This is how you operate.
like
Is this
come on, cuz. No, like they were together
terrible.
for. Bro, hold on, I'm pulling this. They were not together that
That's
long, bro.
terrible.
this like
That's
isn't this
really bad.
like
That's
rookie Dirk?
bad. How's that bad? Tell me how's that bad.
Hold on,
This is
hold on. I'm gonna see how many seasons they played together.
because what? Because he wasn't there when they went to the finals and lost to D Wade.
Nah, bro, they were together. Okay, Dirk got there 99. Okay, Steve Nash.
Who was there?
When
Yeah, this,
Steve Nash, uh,
yeah, wow. This is wow.
oh, he was actually there for a little minute. Um,
But nothing got done. Like it was just
99 to 2004. Okay,
That's
then he went.
4 years. That's 5.
That's
No,
five. Okay.
what happened? What did they do? Did they even go conference finals? Like, they didn't do anything. Like it was a nice pick and
I
roll.
think they went to a conference finals once or twice. But yeah, that's a bad cut, Stephen Clay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was hoping for a Kobe and Shaq or
That's
a.
what I was
It went.
thinking.
It went. I ain't gonna lie. I thought about Kobe and Shaq, but I was like,
I
nah,
thought you were gonna put at least one of the MJ Pippen Kobe Shaq thing. I thought you were gonna do one
Yeah,
of them. So
that's what.
nah,
Yeah,
nah. That would have been too easy.
yeah.
yeah,
Plus, it's Austin's first time. If it was the Austin second, third time, I would have gave y'all something
that's a
different.
nasty duo to include though. Nash and Nowitzki. That was nasty. That was nasty. Ugh.
but,
Ugh.
but it's all good though. So you
And
guys,
two of the three I'll take.
yeah. But I mean, cut. I feel like the hardest cut for me, like if to start off JB and JT, that was a tough cut. But
Now I cut because they had a fair amount of playoff failures.
was it really failures or was it LeBron?
Nah, they had some failures.
Which
2020
one?
Yeah,
bubble. They
Bubble.
had
the
some.
finals against the Golden State.
We'll go finals against
Oh
Golden
no, no,
State.
I'll put that against them. That Steph was on the Heat.
The Miami
Did you
series,
watch? They
bro.
were terrible.
What? They were no, bro. They were terrible. Tatum was
Against that
terrible in
they in a
2022.
box.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, the gap scheme. Yeah, it was.
No, we're saying that when the Warriors game plan was to let JB do whatever JB does.
No, but
And
like I'm saying, JB wasn't great that series either. He wasn't shooting the ball all that great. Both of them weren't that great.
remember all the
Nah.
memes with the left hand? Like he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah. And then 2023 as well against the Heat. Yeah, they had some failures before 2024. Last year we don't hold against them.
Okay, so do you guys want another list?
Let's do another list.
Okay.
Let's do another list.
Let me cook up. Okay. So let me cook.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cooking. Yeah, I got some for y'all.
I feel like I had a great list. I had Tim, Tony, Steph, Clay, Magic.
Y'all cutting Stephen Clay. That was
I didn't cut Stephen Clay. I kept.
But regardless, you gotta go with your partner. You gotta talk to your partner.
Yeah, you could have convinced me.
Yeah,
But I was holding out for one of the all timers.
One of the
That's
big
why.
dogs. Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
facts.
and we got them like second
Right, yeah.
or
But instead we got
third.
Yeah, and instead we got Nash and Dirk, but that's neither here nor there.
What's wrong with Nash and Dirk?
Talent wise, it's good, but in terms of accomplishment, it's not great.
I just stopped.
Compliment, nah.
Because Nash was top 10 in MVP voting when he was with Dirk twice.
Yeah.
And he ended up winning when he left. He won
Yeah, he ended
two,
up winning two. He won two when he left. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Took one from Kobe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that taking one from Kobe.
Yeah. Shaq complains that he got one taken away, but Shaq didn't deserve MVP. Shaq didn't deserve MVP either of those years. He didn't deserve MVP. Kobe has a meaningful right.
Valid case. Yeah.
Even like D Wade too has a meaningful right.
Yeah.
Hey, them two, deserve to be pissed. Yeah.
No, I gotta do two more names that I'm rocking with.
Can you tell us the category at least?
Hold on. I got a name. Okay, bet. Okay, this is another list. Heat 3, Cut 5, 6-man edition.
Okay.
First name up, Peyton Pritchard.
Cut.
Okay. Second name, Manu
Nasty
Ginobili.
start from you. Oh my God. Peyton Pritchard?
Second name, Manu Ginobili.
Keep. Not even a debate.
This is him as a 6-man, so don't shoot me. James Harden.
He wasn't a 6-man for. I'm gonna say cut. He wasn't a 6-man for that long.
Short.
That's
too short.
Yeah, he became the number one option his fourth year.
Too short.
When he went to Houston. Yeah. So
too short of a span.
Yeah.
Third name, Jason Terry.
I'm going cut.
Respectful cut.
Respectful cut. Yes, I must add. Right. Yeah, there's a couple There's two names.
Yeah. There's two of them. Yeah.
There's one at least. There's one at least. You have to come on.
We'll see. We'll see if our host says them. We'll see.
Lou Williams.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's one of them.
Yeah.
We are both keeping. Okay.
We're keeping that. How many names left? 3.
3. Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Next name, Lamar Odom.
Cut.
Good.
It was good though. Man. Actually, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll stick with cut.
It's tough though.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Definitely made you think a little bit.
There's one though. That
I feel like we got the same one. We'll see.
Tony Kukoc.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Good 6-man though. I don't know. He got hardware. He got a ring.
Hold on. We gotta think. We got one name after the name after this we're keeping, right?
Yes, automatic. Auto.
I unfortunately trust that this name will be, the name we're both
holding out on my name.
Yeah, that's
I'm
why.
leaning
That's why
towards
I'm
that.
gonna cut
But
Kukoc,
I
bro.
don't like how Jay's. I don't like
Yeah,
this. I don't
yeah,
like that. I ain't like that. But
it's
like,
not a great.
I'm not losing sleep if I cut Tony Kukoc. You know what I
Yeah, I'm
mean?
not like
Because
great player.
we kept two elite six. Yeah, so I'm not losing sleep
Uh,
if I cut my
this is
dog
so.
Tony.
Okay. So you guys decided to cut Peyton Pritchard, James Harden, Jason Terry, Lamar Odom, Tony Kukoc.
Hmm.
You guys decided to keep Manu Ginobili, Lou Williams, and Jamal Crawford.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Oh yes, yes. There we go. There we
you.
go. There we go. There we go. There we go. We
Hey,
didn't over. There we go. Woo,
hey, hey,
woo. Oh my God! I thought Jay was gonna give us some Ron Baker
hey.
or some
Yeah, I thought this
Mendauskas
was nasty.
Kuzminskis or something. I thought he was gonna give us something like
Hey,
that, bro.
Nah, I
Woo.
said I did y'all bad the first time. I was like, let me cut some up
yeah,
real quick.
that's
Yeah, there we
I ain't
go.
gonna lie, that Tony Kukoc, I
That was
thought
a
about
tough one. That was a tough
yeah, it
one. That
was
was a
good.
tough one.
That was good.
That was good.
Good.
That was good. That was good.
I was gonna add in Michael Cooper, but I was like, nah, let me
That
hold
would have
on.
been
Cool,
a good one as well. But Coop was
Let me,
like that. Coop
I
was
good.
was
like
like,
that. He was the original six man.
Yeah, I
yeah,
thought he was gonna go Jr. too. Yeah, Smith,
JR would
but
have been smooth too. I
yeah,
yeah,
don't think I would have kept JR over any of the
yeah, I
three
wouldn't
we.
have kept them. Yeah, yeah,
nah,
No,
some good
I
ones.
only
nah,
would have kept JR if you didn't give us one of those three names.
Yeah, facts,
yeah,
facts, 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 facts.
yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
But
sure.
that's a wrap to this episode. Guys, I'm gonna put down Izzy Substack down below. I'm gonna put down Austin's media page down below. You guys go support them. This has been a very, very entertaining episode, even though I got Sean for making a great list.
That was nasty work from you.
he
Nasty. And
did,
you know what you did too. You
he
know
did.
what you did. Next time I'm on here, actually, I'm gonna make it keep three cut five. Let's do that.
Okay.
I'll make the list. I'll make the list.
We should do that. We
I'm
should
gonna
do
make
that.
it.
I know your intentions. No. But it's
I'm gonna
cool
make
though.
that. Let's
It's
do it.
cool. It's cool. But
Okay.
yeah. It's gonna provide some great coverage on his Substack, maybe in some short form videos. So you guys go ahead, subscribe, tune in. Austin Media page. He just got it started. Go ahead, show him some love, and we're all in this thing together. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we are out. Peace.